Hey there, happy Monday! Thanks for joining me for a craft night with friends. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for beginners. And I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday. And it's a time for us to relax and craft together. So tonight we are continuing with the Catnap embroidery, Catnap Under the Jade. We weren't able to finish it last week. I didn't think we would. It's kind of full of stitches. I thought it might take us another day or two. I'm really hoping we can get it done today. There's still a lot to do, but we did get started on the little kitty last night, and I don't know, I'm going to work hard to try and crank it out tonight. So, all right, let's get going. Okay, back at it. Gonna zoom you guys on down. Alrighty, so where we left off, we had just started the little kitty stripes here, and that's what I'm going to continue with tonight. I'm going to actually take my little needle minder off here. I kind of like throwing stuff at the needle. I like having the needle minder next to me and then just like throwing my needle at it. And it feels like we have already started. And I have a super long piece of thread here. I think I might have done that on accident. If I remember right, or it was from some other piece. I don't know. We got a real long piece. I'm going to be looking at the instructions here because there's some black stripes and some brown stripes, so I want to just keep that in check. We are at the 1 strand of floss stage now. We've done all the other parts, the 2 strands, 4 strands, and 6 strands. So we have different weights of line, like different thickness of stitches all throughout this. It's supposed to look like perspective. So the things closest to us, like the top of the jade plant, if we're looking down, is fatter lines, which was done with 6 strands of floss, all the way down to the kitty on the floor, which is done with 1 strand of floss. So trying to get a little bit of that depth. All right, let's try and crank out these stitches. So I'm doing the fur first, and then we'll outline them. So let's see. I think I'm done with the arm. So I'm jumping. I guess this is the next little brown stitch. So I hope everyone had a lovely weekend. I got a little bit of tatting done, which I was happy about. I started that like 48 tatted snowflakes or whatever, 48 designs. I forget what it's called. But I started that book of patterns. And I did the sample pattern, which was easy enough, and then I did the second pattern, so pattern number 2. I skipped number 1 because there are a few things in number 1, a few skills that I don't know how to do yet, so I'm going to have to Google how to do those skills. I have to do a mock join, or a mock picot, and a lock join, and I don't know how to do either of those yet. I think I've maybe seen it once, but I gotta look up step by step. So I skipped the first one. I'll be going back to the one. I didn't want to look it up while I was, during the time I was tatting. I just skipped it. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. Okay, shoop. Right there. Oh, I think I skipped one. This one right here. So this is Chad Kitty we're working on. It could be whatever kitty you want, but for me it's Chad Kitty, my parents' cat. It's just Chad, but I always say Chad Kitty. Okay. Almost done. Oops, shoot. I think I got a little knot back here. Yep. One of these buggers. I think the end of my thread is just grabbing around another piece of thread. Alright, this group of 3 down here. It would have maybe been smart for me to do the outline of this first, because then I could have woven in my stitches at the end. But you know what? I have a huge long piece of thread here. I might actually weave into the backs of the stitches, and then I got to do the bottom part the legs of the table yet, and that's with this brown, and I think I have enough to like get over there, so I think that's my plan. We got all these little tail stitches to do yet. This guy and these 3, and then it's tail stitches. Kind of like stitching with one thread. I don't do it often, but it just feels like I feel like I'm being delicate and fancy with the single strand. I think we're supposed to get a bunch of snow tonight. I think John's parents are supposed to get like 5 or 6 inches, though. That's quite a bit. Another little knot. All right. I'm still looking at which colors are which. So I think there's only like 3 more brown little stitches on him. Brown little hairs. This would be fun to actually thread paint, like fill in the entire piece with thread would be kind of fun. That would take forever though. That'd be a different project for sure. Yep, this one and the one up higher. Okay, and then I'm going to work my way through the backs of these stitches and crawl up here, and then I'm going to get that little foot, the leg of the table, which is 1 strand. Then I'll be done with this brown. Ooh, Amy says we're expecting a major snow event on Friday. Ugh! Oh yeah, that far out, no guarantees. That's true, I suppose. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of travel in the backs of these stitches a little bit. I'm trying to work my way back to this plant over here. I don't really like doing this, but it's fine. Alright, there we are. And now I can kind of see the bottom of the table through the fabric here, so I'm just going to crawl up there right away, and I think we're good. So some more back stitches on here, and then we'll go and finish the kitty. I want to get him done first, and then we still have this little ball of yarn and the rug to do. So I don't know. We're gonna work to see if we can get it all done tonight. I'm gonna try and go fast. Jenna's hanging out in Facebook land. Hello. Ugh. Yeah, I should stitch with 1 thread more often. It's just so cute and delicate. Making my stitches a little bit bigger for no reason other than feels like I can. Alright, 2 stitches here. Almost done with the brown. This will be it for the brown. I think then we'll switch to black. Haven't used black yet, so I think then we'll do the outline. Yeah, we'll do the entire outline and then go back and get the rest of his details. I think that'll be the easiest way to do it. Or maybe I'll get some of the details along the way. We'll see. Oh, what's the walking plan for snow? It's to bundle up and go out walking. John said that he thinks, he's in meetings all day with people, and he says that he thinks that they think that he's crazy because he says that he's, I'm still doing my walk at my 4 p.m. walk or whatever. And they're like, what? It's cold outside. And I mean, yes, it has been, but we super duper bundle up. So actually walking in the snow, it'll actually probably be nicer. Ugh. We didn't walk on Friday. I mean, we were expecting John's parents, so we were just kind of sticking around the house. But it was so windy on Friday. Oh, I probably talked about that on Friday, but it was so windy. Like, we would have gotten, like, hit by a tree branch or something if we walked outside. Then there was all sorts of little tree branches falling. But anyway, if it's just snow and not crazy wind like that, we'll go walk in the snow. I have little glasses I like to put on it that they darken and stuff, but they also they're kind of like wearing goggles almost, so then the snow doesn't hit you in the face and the wind doesn't hit you in the face. They just steam up a little bit, which sucks. But yep, I'm still bundling up with my full winter regalia when I go outside. Oh, Rockin' Robin's asking what's next month. It's a surprise, but it is. I'm practically done with it. I stitched it. I stitched it on Friday, the sample piece, and took photos of it. So it's just about ready to share. But that will be revealed on March 1st, the March embroidery of the month. Marcia says, I enjoyed the single thread stitching more than I expected to. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think I just feel fancy. And I like to feel fancy when I'm doing my crafts sometimes, I think. All right, that's it with this brown. I'm just weaving in the end, and we'll call it a day for that. So that's fun. Ooh, let's match our scissors again. So we'll use my, brown, or I guess it's not brown, my orange that we're using for the brown. All right, black. Oh, I don't have a black scissors though. Let's see, what should we use instead of black? Maybe we'll just use blue. We'll use blue, black and blue. Okay. Let's get some more thread. So again, just one strand. Yeah, and it's just the kitty. One extra thing we're doing with the cat is we got a little tiny bit of a satin stitch on his little paws there. And I was saying the other day, when we were visiting my parents, I did look to see what color paws Chad had. And he actually had mixed paws, so like mixed black and pink. And the ones that I saw, like his front paws, they were all like mottled. Like it wasn't just like some were black and some were pink. It was all just kind of like a patchy blend. All right. Let's see. So I can't do that. Loop method because I just have the one strand and you need an even number. I did do that method of like leaving a little bit to weave in later. I did do that with the next embroidery of the month. I did play with that and it worked kind of really well. So let's just do an example of that. I guess let's just start at the tail, for example. So I'm going to start like right here, like I'm back stitching the tail, but I'm going to leave enough. So let me know if this is what we were talking about on Thursday or Friday, like this idea of doing the thread later. So I'm coming from the front. I don't know if this is a good idea, but I did it for like I said, for the next embroidery of the month, and I think it worked fine. So I'm kind of just leaving enough thread here to weave in, like do one stitch and weave in. Yeah, so then I'm going to go like my next stitch up, and I'm just going to start back stitching. And I'm just going to leave that extra thread just hanging out here. And then eventually I'll just go and do that one stitch with it and then weave it in. I think I'm going to get the little extra hairs as I go here. And actually, when I worked on the embroidery of the month, I left a whole pile of these on the front and then put them, sewed them in kind of all at the same time. Or like when I got sick of them on the front, I sewed them all in. And then I didn't have to I only had to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it, basically. Like, I didn't want to weave all the ends in to start. I just wanted to start stitching, so I did that. And then in one big chunk, I just wove in the end. So I think that's the idea. So just another way of doing something. All right, guys, all those little tail hairs now. So let's head back to the line here. I thought it would get in the way a lot more than it actually did. So like this thread on just sitting on the front here, I thought that would be annoying, but it really was fine. Which was a little bit of a surprise. Marcia says, walking in a winter wonderland. Exactly. Marcia says, I left that extra thread on the back. Interesting idea. Everyone approaches things differently. Yeah, oops. I literally don't think I was looking when I did that stitch. I'm totally off. I wasn't that far off. I didn't need to pull that out. Oh well. I could have just kept going. Must be sleepy. That's when I get real picky where my stitches are. It was just a little off. But yeah, I did it on the front. Oop, yep, that felt weird. I did it on the front because I don't know, I just thought I'd get it tangled and stuff on the back. I wasn't sure, so I just left it on the front instead where I could keep an eye on it, I guess. But it was just kind of nice to not have to deal with weaving in ends until I wanted to just weave all of them in. So maybe we're just going to give that a try today as just a different way to do something. There. It's a tight little curve around the tip of his tail. Chad Kitty has a tiny little white tip to his tail. Just an itty bitty bitty bit. Actually, probably less than what I left here. That felt funny. Nope, we're still good. I like keeping my left hand back there just to check, just to feel the thread as it goes through the fabric, and it kind of alerts me if there's any knots. I can usually feel that. Two more, and then I think, let's see, what should our strategy be? I think, why don't we I'm just trying to map it out in my head, and I think I'm going to do all of the little hairs in his body, and not his arm or anything yet, but in his body, and then I'll be back up by the top of the back, and then I'll come back around this way, and then maybe get the rest of the arm stuff. I'll probably be out of thread by then, but maybe not. I kind of took a generous piece here. But I think that's a good plan for getting around. Ooh, you guys, I actually sketched out April's embroidery of the month this weekend too. So, getting a little head on that again, which is nice. I'm excited for both of them. Ugh! I just want to release them right away. That's the problem. I just finished a drawing and an embroidery, and I just want to release it. It's hard to wait for the embroidery of the month. Wow, I am getting picky. I had to just pick out a little fuzzle from the thread there. Something I probably normally just wouldn't see at all. Now I'm getting picky. Oh, Linda says, have you used your jade plant to make new little plants? Yes, they're all over our house, little bits. So, with a jade, it's super duper easy. You can either break a piece off. There's like it'll just break kind of naturally. You can kind of even see rings on, well, yeah, like rings like this on all the branches. And, if they fall off or something, that'd be another way. Or even if it's just literally one little leaf without any part of the branch. You can just kind of just stick it in some ground, but you could let it crust over first. I know people say to do that. I'm gonna wait on those ones down here. I'll do that when I do the arm. But you can just let it crust over for like a day. Just let it sit out, And you can literally just stick it in dirt, stick that end in dirt, and it'll just like get the ground just a tiny bit damp, just that little bit, and you barely need to water it or anything. Just put it by a sunny window, basically. We have a bunch that we've just stuck in the ground, and they start growing. And I just did that the other day. I tried to water my big jade plant, this jade plant, in a weird way. I mean, it wasn't a weird way. I tried to water it from the bottom up because it hasn't been doing well. This is the one that I'm like, I gotta let it live outside for a little. So I watered it from the bottom, but it's so big that I don't have a container to like water it from the bottom in. So I'm like, oh, I have a big plastic bins, I can put it in that. But my bins are really tall, and I was like mid holding it, and it's super heavy. And then trying to put it in this bin, but the bin sides were too high for it, and it was like pushing the branches around. So I did break off a couple little branches and doing that, which was a bummer. And then I put those in ground, so we'll see how those do. But yeah, you could maybe put it in a little water and wait till you see roots and stuff, but really with a jade, I don't think you really even need to do that. But I did cut some other little leaves from various plants. We got these bottles that were kind of neat. We got they were like these fun little mixed drinks. We got some for our neighbor who always gets our mail when we're gone. She's awesome, and we got some for ourselves. But it was a really nice bottle with like a long neck, like a little short stubby bottle, but with a long neck. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great for propagating stuff. So John got those cleaned out, and I filled them with water. And I have that plant that's behind me that. What are those called again? I can never remember what they're called, but they're leafy, viney things that grow like crazy. So I snipped a piece off of there because that was getting away from me, and put that in to propagate. So I'm hoping that soon. It was just a couple days ago, but I'm hoping to see like all the little roots come down into the water. I think that'll be fun. So I did that, and then I have like a little Hoya plant that I don't know if that one's doing well either. Maybe I should let that one sit out in the summer too. I don't know. But anyway, I cut a little leaf off of that with, some of the stem that looked like it had like little rooting things on. And I put one of those in the jars, and then I have a little Monstera plant, like just a real little one. I cut a little leaf off of there, so I'm really hoping that on all those three things I'll have some roots soon. We did that once before with the plant behind me. It was all one plant, and I chopped it completely up and until there was nothing in the ground anymore, and I propagated all of them, and then I replanted it. And that's what's sitting behind me now is all of the replanted ones all together. So it's like a nice bigger bush of leaves versus just like one long vine of leaves. But those are getting away from me again, so I'll have to do that. But those took I feel like a couple weeks before I saw any roots or anything on them. So I just kept keeping them filled with water and stuff. But finally little roots came, and I'm really hoping that that's what happens with the other ones. Oh, Therese, that's awesome. Therese says, generously I was given some floss for my new hobby from an old friend. Ugh, that's wonderful. All right, I'm totally going to run out of this floss pretty soon. I'm not going to make it all the way to the head, so we'll start another floss up, and maybe I'll just let it sit out here like I did with this one. That's kind of, like I said, what I did with when I was stitching over the weekend, or on Friday, I guess, with Embroidery of the Month. Stitched it with, just let them be, and then I wove them in all at once, or until I got annoyed with them. I didn't do the whole thing without weaving them in, but went around went around a little bit, and then was like, yeah, now I'm sick of them. I'm gonna go and weave them in. So right here would be the little fireplace. So our jade, like this is our wall right here on the jade, and our little fireplace is here. So that's, I suspect that Chad would like that imaginary Chad kitty if he was at our house. Hey Don, nice seeing ya. Ooh, and you guys check your emails tomorrow. We have a fun little thing coming up. I'll talk about it tomorrow during the live, but you can check your emails tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, probably. Ooh, and I don't know if anyone noticed or was signed up for like notifications, but we do have a couple more vintage embroidery hoops that we popped back into the shop. So if you've been waiting for some of those, we have 3 in there. Hoping to find some more. I should do some digging again, some sourcing on some of those again. Hey, I'm so amazing. Nice to see you. Hey, connecting with other crafters. I know that's the best. It's like I love my algorithm is deep in craft land now, which just makes me happy every time I go on to TikTok. I have a very different feed than John's, which is just bizarre. Alright, yep, I'm almost done here. We'll weave in these ends. I think I can probably get to his arm. But I'll weave in those ends and we'll start up right away. Oh, this is all new to you. That's awesome. Well, welcome. And let me know if you have any questions. Oh, Sylvia says I missed my craft time. Oh, you decided not to do the Splendid Sampler 2. So, Kathy, I will. So, Kathy's saying you decided not to go with the Splendid Sampler 2. So, this is usually when it's the 4th week of the month. This is usually when we do the Splendid Sampler 2. And we will. We just did not finish the embroidery of the month quite yet. I think I'll just end this thread. I have a little bit more I could do, but I think I'll just end it here. So I want to finish this hopefully today, but this is kind of taking a while yet. But we'll see. Hopefully we can still get this done today. But it's kind of feeling like it might bleed in a little bit to tomorrow. So this is from last week, and we just didn't get it done because there's kind of a lot in this design. But I do want to work on the Splendid Sampler 2 yet. We'll just finish this first. So if we finish it today, then we'll be doing it tomorrow. If we don't finish this today, then we'll do this for, the tiny bit that we need to tomorrow, and then we'll get the Splendid Sampler out too. All right, here's my cut from before. It's down to 5 strands, so we're going to grab another one out, and then we'll be left with 4 strands. Oh, Dawn says my dog loves to lie by the wood stove. In fact, she's lying there now. That's nice. It's a problem if I do that. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just kind of leave a little tail here, and I think I'm just going to start on one of these fur lines in the back. I'm just going to come up on the next one. So let's see. Yeah, that's probably enough to do the line and weave in. Let's just let that live there and keep going. This is a great way if you just want to keep stitching and you don't want to deal with, well, I guess I just dealt with weaving in the ends by doing the back, or like, you know, finishing this thread I wove in the ends. But, it's still kind of nice. I'm just going to let those live over there for a moment, and we'll deal with them soon. Alright, I am getting these stripes kind of as I go here. Oh, you still have 20 more blocks on the Splendid Sampler too. How many do you have left? I think I have 28 left. I should do another count. I think I wrote it down, like, so I don't have to count it each time anymore. I think I have an actual count going. Oh god, but what if I didn't update it? Now I'm gonna have to do the count again. But I think it's like 28 or so. So we'll be working on it for a while yet. Well, it's kind of fun. Then we can get some sewing in here too. Which is always nice. I like switching around projects. Alright, let's get this little piece of fur. And then this guy up here. Ooh, we're coming to the little leg here. So I'm going to be doing just a few tiny little satin stitches in his little paw there. Or the little beans. So let's just do our back stitch to get down there. It's really only going to take a couple little stitches. It's just to give that little effect of his little nubbins. I thought it would be just kind of actually easier to fill it in with some satin stitch than stitching an itty bitty shape like this. So I'm kind of going right up in the middle of the one, and I think I just need like a stitch on one side and a stitch on the other side, and that'll probably do it for filling in the shape. Actually, just the two is probably fine, but we'll add one more. There, that's cute. Just a little nubbin there. Oh, hey, Sally from Pleasant Gap, Pennsylvania. All right, I am going to move on to bean number 2. Again, I think this will just be like one in the middle and then like two on either, or one on either side of that will do. We're only using that one single strand of floss. Oh, Amy says I have like 10 blocks from the Splendid Sampler 1. Nice. You're getting there. Oh, Don says I didn't work on the Splendid Sampler 2 at all last year. I ended up moving. Oh, God, 2 times. It was awful. Oh, my God. Ugh, I feel for you. That doesn't sound like fun. Well, congrats on getting it out again, then. That's an accomplishment. But yeah, so we'll work on that probably no matter what tomorrow, because I can't see this taken. I mean, we still have a half hour yet to putz on this, and we almost have the kitty done. So we'll see. We'll see here. Maybe we'll just power through. We'll see where we're at in a half hour. But yeah, Splendid Sampler is next up. I don't even know what block it is. I have to get my sewing machine back up here on the table, clean up all this embroidery. I feel like my table exploded with embroidery here again. As it is one to do. So let's hop back up to this other leg here. So that's really the only satin stitch. You know, I have all the instructions for the satin stitch in here, and it's literally just those 3 little nubbins there. That's all there is to that. But I thought they were important little nubbins. So, put them in there. Oh, Don, thank you. Don says, this is such a cute design, so I got the pattern today. Yay! Ugh, I hope you have fun stitching it. And yeah, if you get the PDF pattern where you can trace it yourself, if you have a cat or anything, feel free to like put the markings of what your cat would be and stuff on. I think that'd be fun. Just all different kitties. Right, he's got one little suggestion of a paw here. Yeah, this is fun stitching with one thread. I do kind of like this. There's a lot of stitchers that do just the one thread, like really kind of fun, like outline sort of designs. All right, I think 2 more stitches on this little leg and just his face to go. And I'm hoping I have enough thread with this black, but I don't know. There's a lot of face there. Oh, we got his little arm too. We'll jump up and do that quick. Or his shoulder, I suppose. There, let's jump up. Oops. And a little bit of fur in there too. Or one more fur line. Oh, I didn't quite get that in the same spot. Ugh, you guys, I'm totally gonna pick that out. Getting picky here. I didn't get it in the exact same hole, so I picked that out, and there we go. I don't know why I do that. I think it's actually kind of cute when there's a little space here and there. Okay, now let's get his face here, or his head, I should say. I think we'll jump up. How much thread do I have left? We're going to be cutting it real close. So I think I'm going to jump up into his face now. Or maybe I'll do that when I'm around here. I'm going to do it now. Oh my god, it's so teeny, all these little stitches. So I'm just getting that triangle of the nose. I think I'll get, well, no, let's just keep going here. All right, so I think I'm going to go up here. Then we'll get this little eye, his sleepy closed eyes. And I think I'm going to jump back down. And we'll just do one big stitch for the other side of his nose. And then get his other little eye. There. And now we can jump back to the face. There, that worked out. Never ever quite know how to approach going inside the face. Oh, cool. Dawn says I outlined the kitty backpack with fabric markers and it turned out cute. I have some fabric markers somewhere. I'm going to have to go look for them because those would be really fun to get out. I used to, like I have some of these yet, drew like some cute little designs on like some little kid t-shirts, some little kitties on little kid t-shirts. I thought that was kind of a fun thing to do with those colored pencils, or not colored pencils, with the colored fabric marker things. I should dig those out. I'm grouping all my supplies with the, in those little zipper pouches. I think it's time to just make more zipper pouches and put more supplies in there. Just have everything just organized. Grab my zipper pouch with the right craft in it and good to go. I think I'm going to have just enough floss to finish this, which is great. Actually, I'm going to have a little extra. So that's good. So I'll finish just this ear, and I think just like scanning around, I don't think I missed anything. Nope, I think we're good. And then we'll finish these little stitches and weave in these ends over here that we kind of just let hang out there. All right, and I think we'll do the rug next. Maybe we'll do the yarn next. Because I think the rug will go pretty quickly. I just want to feel like I'll want to be close to being done at that point, and then I'll be like, I still have all that yarn to go yet. So I think we'll do the yarn first. Ugh, Jennifer. Yes, rest. I hope you feel better soon. That's no fun. All right, one last stitch. Oh, Gonzalez, so addictive. Just relaxing and stitching. It's just a nice way to end the day. There we are. His little face. So cute. All right, let's weave in the end. I'm going to weave it into this leaf. There's a lot more to weave into here than our little kind of baby stitches. It's cute from the back too. Aw. I miss Chad Kitty. All right, let's get those fronts, those little bits that we left. We'll deal with them now. So that's just the bit I left so I didn't have to weave it in at the beginning. And we'll do that one stitch right there. Weave in that end. I think I'm going to actually jump up here to do that. And then we'll get that one last stitch. Kitty. And the yarn is blue, so we'll get the blue out next. Still with the one strand. We're in one strand land now. We've finished all the other fatter stitches. One, two, three. For some reason I always still have to count that out loud. Boop. All right, kitty, there you are. Sweet kitty. All right, let's get the blue. This is going to be for the little yarn there. If you want to use a different color, go ahead. That's totally fine. So I don't really need much of this, but we'll cut a full piece again. Because I think the yarn might actually take a bit of thread yet. And we'll make pom-poms and stuff out of all this extra floss again. We should do that again sometime. That's a fun thing to do. All right. You know what? I'm just gonna let that end hang out again, like how we did with this black. I think that was kind of a fun way to do it. Actually, I might start all the way up here and do that. So we'll just leave a little bit hanging out there, enough to finish that stitch and weave it in. And I'm just gonna just continue up the line here. Don't forget about the ABC with a thread. About the ABC with a thread. I'm not sure what you mean, Robin. All right. Gosh, I feel like I'm going through this thread really quickly. Oh, Don says I like the dimensions with the different number of strands. Yeah, that was a fun, like, we hadn't done that here before, using a different number of strands in embroidery. So yeah, this is kind of a fun way to do it, I think. I mean, you don't have to do it with, like, the perspective. Like, we did it with, like, the 6 strands closest to us. For the objects that were closest to us, if we were, like, looking down at the jade plant and the cat's on the floor, the farthest away. So the things closest, which is like the leaves that are closest to us, were all 6 strands of embroidery thread, and then it was 4 strands for all these other ones that were further away, and then further away was 2 strands, and the top of the table was 2 strands, and then all the way on the floor is everything that's 1 strand. But I'd like to try this again where we, where it's like something, like a floral, where like something that's big and bold and floofy could be with 6 strand, and something that's just more delicate could be with like 1 strand. I think that'd be another way to do it. That would work really nicely. Alright, let's get this last guy here, and I think I'll do the inside kind of lines of like these little, I don't know, yarn lines, and then do the circle around the outside. Hopefully I have enough thread for all that. That's kind of, I didn't quite get in the same hole there, but I think we're just going to leave it in this one. I'm just going to do in 1 stitch. I think that's fine. And then these I'll do in 3. This little kitty got sick of, tired of playing with the ball of yarn on the floor and took a nap. Alright, and then the rug here is done in the same gray that we did the mat on the table there. It's actually going to look kind of quite a bit like the transfer, or the pattern that's on the fabric already. Yeah, the transfer lines. All right, there. I just wanted to do this first because it felt like a futzy little thing to finish doing this yarn, and I didn't want to leave that to the end. All right, and I think we are just gonna push through and finish this because we still have like 10 minutes to go in our live here, and barely anything left. So if we go a few minutes over, then we will do that. So that means that for sure we will be doing the Splendid Sampler 2 tomorrow. So I'll be getting the sewing machine out, and we'll see what quilt block is next, and we'll do that. I think we could do some of the quilt as you go process. Like sew some of that together, but I'm kind of itching to just get some blocks done. We'll see. Yeah, exactly, Don. Those are good ideas. Like a different number of strands, like with the flowers on a parasol or a bicycle. That'd be really cute. Okie doke. Last stitch of the little blue yarn. All right, let's weave in those threads back here, and then we'll get that other one that's hanging out at the end. What this is really doing is like grouping the work, so we're doing all the weaving in at the same time, basically, versus like at the beginning and the end. Doing it this way, which sometimes that's the way to get it done. Okay, so finishing that last stitch. There we are. And now we'll weave in that end. Ooh, I might have left this a little short, but I think we got it. Okay. Last bit. Okay, I think we can use this thread that we had before, except we just need one strand now. All right, and I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just let it hang out here while I stitch the rest of it. So let's see. If we start here, we could do all these lines kind of coming back, and then maybe the lines and the triangles, and then jump down to the next level and lines and triangles, and then maybe coming back that way. I think that's the plan. So let's start right there. Leave our little end enough to do that stitch and weave in. I think that looks good. Still doing back stitch for all these. Our rug that's similar to this. It's a different pattern, but we do have this white rug that's next to the jade plant here. It's actually got like black details, but I thought the black, if I did it black, it would take away from the black kitty lines, so went with the dark gray instead. But this too, you could do like whatever colors. If you have like a really colorful rug, you can do all these lines, different colors and stuff. But I'm just sticking with this gray, getting it done. Okay, normally I would have split that into 3 stitches, but we're just doing 2. I feel like I can get away with these longer stitches with the one strand. I don't know why I feel that way. All right, let's start over here, and I'm just going to kind of work my way back. I think we'll do a couple stitches for each of these. I don't think I need to do one big stitch. We'll keep doing the back stitches. It'll take a little bit more time, but I kind of like planning it out. Ugh, yeah, I think we'll go hair over tonight, but I'm definitely still going to stay till this is done. Because this would be a bummer to stop at this point. But I do think I might just start doing these with 2 big stitches. All right, let's jump down and get this diamond. I'm going to hang this up right next to the jade plant. Is the tabletop 1 stitch short of the jade? It is. That's kind of part of the design. Like, yeah, so this doesn't go over there. It's just kind of supposed to imply that the jade is kind of scattered, over all the top. Like, I don't, theoretically, the table and the mat kind of go underneath this more, but I'm trying to kind of imply that the jade is kind of taking up your vision there. You can feel free to fill in that gap if that bothers you. Just add like a couple more stitches over. But yep, it is a little bit away. Ooh, with all these big stitches though, we're gonna run out of thread faster. I have another piece here ready to go. Alright, I'm gonna just do 2 big stitches here again. It's kind of a little goofy, but it's fine. All these little details kind of take some time. I always forget about that. Ooh, now here I should... Well, I'm probably going to run out of thread before then, but I think we're going to go to the... Yeah, we'll try and end on that diamond. Actually, we might end up closer to the... Yeah, I'm gonna kind of jump up to the top here. Thanks again for joining me tonight here, everyone. We're back in the week already. Alright, good. I think we're gonna get this top done. And then I will start fresh at that diamond. I think I'm going to weave in this end though right away while I'm here. Ooh, and you know what? I think I have some stitches left in here. Let's keep going. Yeah. It's probably going to be a little hard to weave in down here, but it'll be fine. This is just going to hang on my wall, so I don't need it to be perfectly secure. Alright, this is definitely the last stitch with that thread. Ooh, look at all these fun stitches on the back here. Let's weave in here. 1, 2, and 3. Get this little guy. Ooh, I'm close to the hoop, so it's hard to weave in, so I'm just kind of going around and around here a little bit. I can weave in back this way. But yeah, now I'm going to have to go around and around again, I think. There. That'll do. last little thread here. Hopefully this is enough for the rest of this. It may or may not be. We will see. Okay, so what path should we take here? I think I'm going to start with that diamond. Alright, and I'm going to leave that last little stitch to do later. Oops, don't want it too short. So we'll go here, and then we'll jump up to those lines. Let's see where that gets us. I think I'm going to do these in like one long stitch though, just these two shorter ones. Ooh, Justin says, looking forward to the email and buying a jade plant. Yes! They're so just nice. I like them. So now this jade plant is huge. It's from my mom. She's had some growing for years and years and years and years, and this is one of them. So this guy's probably really like a couple decades old. That's why I don't want to kill it, but he's got a lot of brothers and sisters, so it wouldn't be that bad, but I still don't want to kill it. So hopefully, and maybe it's doing better than I think, I don't know. But this summer, I think I'm still going to attempt to put it outside. That kind of scares me, but we're going to do it. Oh, good. So this is bringing me right down to here. So that turned out well. So if we can get up here and then come down here, then we can just jump over there. That's going to be my plan. Oh, thanks, Original Kitty Cat. They're saying this turned out so good. I'm really happy with it. I really like this one. Makes me miss Chad Kitty though. Yep, so we went one extra day and a few minutes on this one compared to our usual embroidery of the month, but that's how it goes. I kind of suspected this one to go a little bit further. There's just a lot of dense stitching in this one. That's kind of fun to do sometimes, to switch it up. I do still like embroideries that you can get done quickly though. I mean, I do love like the thread painting ones where you just fill in the whole shape with like single strands of embroidery floss. I mean, those are super duper cool, but dang, those are long projects. Those are way longer projects than this, and for me, this just feels like just the right length. Just about the time where it's like, yep, ready to start the next thing. Ugh, we're totally gonna have enough thread, yay! Alright, so I'm gonna just jump over here. We'll do 2 stitches here, then probably 3 stitches on the other side, weaving our ends, and we got a finished embroidery. So actually what would maybe be fun, I know we're going to work on the embroidery of the month, not the embroidery of the month, the Splendid Sampler 2 tomorrow, but what might be fun to do before then is I can show you how I like finishing the back, which I don't really finish, but I do like bringing the fabric to the back when I want to hang it on the wall in the hoop. So we could go over that, because I do want to hang this up by the jade plant, so I'd like to just kind of finish that. So that might be fun. We haven't done that in a while. So, yeah, so maybe we do that. Oh, Original Kitty Cat is saying, wait, there's embroidery painting? So, what I mean by that... Oh, Amy says, I want to do another thread painted one. So what I mean by that is, it's kind of... You might have seen on... Let's see, I don't have an example near me. I should just leave that up here. I do have a little mini example that we've done, because we did do an embroidery of the month last year, or maybe even 2 years ago now, that did do a little bit of thread painting, but it takes so long that I only did like a tiny, it was like this big. Actually, no, we did do a bigger one, didn't we? Oh, no, we didn't. We ended up just doing a tiny little bit, but it's where you kind of fill in a whole shape. So we could have done it with here. Like I could have, like imagine if I filled in this entire kitty with stitches, but you see how he's got some brown and some black? I could have kind of blended the brown to the black just by adding more stitches here and there. But it would have the effect of those colors blending together, and maybe we'd add a little like white to his belly and all that. So it's basically filling up an entire shape with thread, but like one stitch at a time, and then you can change colors to blend colors and just, you know, have these whole kind of portraits. So like when you see a really, really detailed, completely filled in sort of embroidery, it's called silk shading, or it's called thread painting. We called it something else too, didn't we? Oh yes, the acorn, we did that. Marsha, you're right, we did that for the acorn too, but that's not what I'm thinking of. We did like a peach and a strawberry with text that says, I think, "You're sweet." You're sweet. I think that's what it said. So that was all thread painted. But you're right, we did do that with that little acorn project too. I forgot about that. Oh, Original Kitty Cat says, oh, that's kind of what I did with my project. Ugh, that's awesome. Yeah, so that's silk shading or thread painting. I typically say thread painting, but when I was doing research on it, I heard silk shading a lot. And I swear we heard it, like one more word for it, but I don't know. A bunch of satin stitch and short and long stitches to kind of fill in a shape to just have it like a painterly effect to it, really. All right, here we are. We are completely done with him, except for, you know, I think tomorrow we will just kind of finish the hoop a little bit. Maybe recenter it a little bit. It's looking a little low in my hoop, but there we are. So we'll finish the back. I do actually kind of like seeing the back of the embroidery, so what we're going to be doing is just kind of bringing all these pieces back without it kind of hindering on seeing the back. And then I will, we have our little bow that comes with the little ribbon that comes with the kit, so I'll just tie a bow at the top here. Actually, maybe I won't tie a bow. Maybe I'll just use it to hang it. So maybe I'll just tie it in a knot and use the ribbon to hang it where I want on the wall. Maybe I'll do that instead. But yeah, so this will go hang right next to the little jade plant. All right, everyone. So that is that for tonight. So thanks again for hanging out another 10 minutes with me here. Here is the plant right there. I just like how he turned out a ton. Oh, for sure, Original Kitty Cat. So we do, oh, I don't know if I have that You're Sweet one up. If you're, yeah, I mean, just give me a message, Original Kitty Cat, or a comment on when you're done here. Or you can do that on my website too. So, all right, you guys. Finished. So tomorrow we'll do that little sewing around the edge, and that's what's going to bring all of the stitches or all of the fabric to the back. We haven't finished a hoop like that in a while here, and that's one of my favorite ways to do it. And we'll prep this to hang on the wall, and then we'll work on the Splendid Sampler 2 again. Last week of February is usually our Splendid Sampler 2 week, so we'll get back on that. We just had one extra day to finish this up. So thanks again. I will see you all tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Have a lovely evening. Good night.